Alright, so the value of being number one. Number one means you're the best. Number one means that you set priority, that you're above everyone else and everyone looks up to you and you look down at everyone else. Number one means that basically, like I said, you're the best. And today I want to talk to you guys about the number one DJ that in the world, Armin van Buuren. Now, you're probably asking yourself, who's Armin van Buuren? Armin van Buuren, he's a trance DJ. Basically, what trance is, it's a genre in electronic dance music that pretty much goes from 110 beats per minute to 150 beats per minute. So basically what that means is you go from a nice, soft, little, like, gentle beat that has you relax, and then the next minute you can be like jumping up and down in the air, 150 beats per minute, jumping up. And to give you an idea of how Armin van Buuren works, is just I just want to do something. I just want everybody to close your eyes, and I want everyone to use their imagination. So imagine you're at a concert, and it's you with the best group of people you can think of. And they're people that are going to give you a great time, and all you see in front of you are lights. Lights, smoke, and the DJ table and a set. 1 minute, right now you're currently jumping up and down, having a great time with your friends, thinking, oh, this is going to be a great night. And all of a sudden, that all stops. And now you're thinking to yourself, what happened? What just happened? And then all of a sudden, you hear a nice soft little beat going down, and then all of a sudden your body starts to relax. And the next thing you know is happening is you start to get a little choked up, emotional, and you grab your group of friends and you give them a hug. And you tell them stuff like, I'm happy that I'm here with you tonight, and that I wouldn't spend anyone else's time with anyone else but with you guys. Now you can open your eyes. Does that feel good? So that's what a little bit of what Armin van Buuren does. He goes upbeat, and he shuts it all down, and he makes you feel calm, and that's what makes him the number one DJ. Armin van Buuren, he's a Dutch, he's from the Netherlands, and he's been DJing for 15 years, 15 plus, a little bit over 15 years, and he's currently the number one DJ in the world, like I said, and he's 36 years old, and he mainly plays trance, so that's his main genre. And today I want to talk to you guys about pretty much his accomplishments, like why exactly he is the number one DJ in the world. And also, Armin van Buuren has a very unique style from any other DJ. And I'm going to talk to you guys about his transitions and his attitude. His attitude is what separates him from all the other DJs. So first I'm going to start with his accomplishments. There's this magazine. It's like a Sports Illustrated or like, those popular magazines, except it's for DJs. And it's known worldwide, and they do a list of the top 10 DJs, and they tell them exactly why they're the number one DJ or why they're at their position, right? So they did a countdown of 1 through 100. And from the years 2010, 2007, 2010, and then last year in 2012, he was rated the number one DJ in the world. He lost in 2011 to David Guetta. I'm sorry about how that happened, but it's all good. And that's a big accomplishment, because there's so many DJs in the world that you can think of, I can think of right now, and being number one from 2007 to 2010 and then 2012, and then he's most likely going to win it again this year, 2013, but he's a top runner, and that's what separates him, the fact that he has a different, unique style, and it separates him from all the other DJs. And everyone else recognizes it because he's a trance. So all the other DJs that you've seen, they're upbeat most of the time. They just have to stick to one particular type of style, upbeat. Armin van Buuren doesn't. He goes upbeat, and he drops the beat, and then he goes slow, and he makes you feel good. And then also with his accomplishments, Armin van Buuren, they have an award show. It's the International Dance Music Awards. Armin van Buuren from 2011 and 2012, because they haven't done the 2013 one yet, he won the award for the best DJ in the world, also for best European DJ. He has a record company, it's called Armada Music, and that won for the best record company of all other record companies. And that's the one he won for the third year in a row. So as you can see already, his company is already at the top, because winning 3 years in a row with all these companies is a pretty big deal, because there's a lot of DJs and there's a lot of artists out there. And also he won for the best trance song. And he has his little radio mix show. A lot of DJs do it. It's called The State of Trance. Basically, he plays his own music, but he plays music from other DJs. So he wants, not only is he doing it for himself, but he wants to get other people's music out there so they can get recognized just like he is. And that's what separates him from other DJs. Like other DJs mainly concerned about their own music, getting to the top. You know, I want to be number one. Armin van Buuren, he just does it for everyone else. Like, oh, you want me to help you? I'll help you with my radio show. You know, I will advertise your music with my radio show, State of Trance. And also, Armin van Buuren, his unique style that I was talking about, it's his way to communicate with his audience. With his audience. And I don't know about you guys, but whenever you see an artist or you see a DJ, they don't really tend to really pay much attention to you, right? Mm-hmm. They tend to focus on their music, you know, get their, you know, do their performance, right? Armin van Buuren, he pretty much won the award for the best European DJ, and the reason why he won it was because of his ever-flaming enthusiasm and energy he beams on stage, plus his flawless mixing and the way he captures the crowd. The way he does these signs, you know, he does like a little heart, and then that's for love, and he wants to show you that exactly, I'm happy that I'm sharing this experience with you. You know, you guys are the reason why I'm the #1 DJ in the world, because of you guys. And I want to thank you guys by playing my music and showing you guys a good time. And he did an interview with DJ Magazine, and they asked him a question. They asked him, should you play to the crowd or to yourself? And he answered both. And the reason he answered both was because if you're not having a good time, then why the hell would the crowd enjoy it? Right? So he's taking his positive energy that he has, he's taking that and he's putting it on you with his music and his energy on the stage. And that's what separates him from all the other DJs, because he wants to make sure that he's having a good time, but most importantly, he wants to make sure that you're having a good time. And he shows that with his signs and his music, like I said. So today I talked to you guys about Armin van Buuren, the #1 DJ in the world currently, and I talked to you guys about how his accomplishments with DJ Magazine and all the awards that he's won, and also his unique style with his audience, his connection with his audience. And you know, I kind of encourage you guys to, you know, kind of look him up. The problem with DJs is that you don't look up their singles, you look up their sets. So he came out with a new album. It's called Intense. So if you guys want to check it out, I was the type of person that was into R&B and didn't know anything about this guy until I actually looked him up, and a friend of mine recommended him. And now I'm up here talking to you guys about Armin van Buuren. And I actually went to a concert of his in the beginning of this month, and you know, it's a life-changing experience. So I want to share that with you guys, and hopefully you guys will look him up and hopefully be as inspired by his music as much as I am today. Thank you.
Amanda, what did you think?
I thought it started out really good with his introduction. I liked his example about being number one and the best and how that led into his thesis statement. It did take him a while to get to which points he was going to cover, and I felt in the body of the speech, I was confused on which points were covered when, and I felt like they were mixed up a little bit. I thought he cited his sources good, but at times he was kind of vague on the sources, so I was a little confused about what this source was and what it applied to. But I love the way he talks. He interacts with the audience really well, and I thought it was a good speech.
Okay. Yeah, I thought the opening was interesting. There needs to be a little bit more of a preview and some structure to the speech. That seems like it's an area that we've been working on that you need to still work on. On the other hand, there are a lot of things that I think that you did pretty well in the speech that fit with this particular assignment, and the delivery things are a big part of that. I am listening to the speech for the first half, and it really sounds like it's an informative speech, not really a persuasive speech. At one point I thought, well, is the argument here, is the thing you're trying to convince us of that he deserves to be the number one DJ, that he's better than everybody else? And I got a little bit of a hint of that, but most of the information that you present is really about what's different about him, what's how he works the music differently, the things that you admire about him, and so it really feels a lot more like an informative speech. At the end of the speech, in the conclusion, I do think you get a little bit more persuasive in nature, trying to convince us that we ought to be taking a chance on his music, that we ought to seek him out and make an investment of time and energy on that. And now you're getting to something that's a little bit more persuasive in nature, and I think you needed to emphasize those things in the body of the speech a bit more. There's a lot of factual data about the awards that he's won. I'd like to know a little bit more about how people decide those particular awards. If you're trying to convince me that he is the best, I mean, the awards probably point those things out, unless the awards are decided by his company, which I don't know anything about that world. So it's just like, okay. You mentioned the organization, but I don't know how many thousands of people do they look at, how many do they consider. We only had one other person that ever got mentioned in comparison, so that seemed to me like it was a little bit underdone. I'd agree with Amanda that organizationally that was where the problem was. I do think, however, that you speak pretty effectively. Your eye contact is really solid. I think toward the end, your voice got a little bit more involved and engaged. Sometimes you've got a narrow range in your voice. Your energy level is fine, and there is variation in, but it's within a kind of a narrow range. And I think you need to press it a little bit to make it a little more interesting for the audience. What you're doing is not bad. I'm just talking about how you could make something better, and I think that would help. All right. Thank you.